Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we've got some more traditional German beer because Deutsches Bier ist das beste Bier, in my humble opinion. And as you can see from my channel, I do have quite a sizable amount of German beer reviews because I just absolutely adore German brewing culture, both traditional and this new wave of German craft breweries. And it's amazing how they can do all of this within the confines of the Reinheitsgebot. And yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic, and I've become engulfed in it. And yeah, I was in booths today, and I was having a look at the beer. And this is from a brewery I've drank loads of beer from these guys. I've had the Helles beer and the Animator countless times. Beautiful examples of each style. And I saw this, and I'd never had this, even though I lived in Germany for 4 years, in Regensburg, in Bavaria, where I could get this pretty much 365 days of the, well, actually no, because a lot of shops shut on Sundays and holidays, but you know what I mean, I could get this whenever I needed it. But I never got around to it, and I think I sort of only started to appreciate the style towards the end of my stay in Germany. And yeah, so I'm kicking myself now because there were countless beers that I missed out on that were easily accessible to me for like €1 and less, maybe a little bit more, and it's crazy. But yeah, I saw this in booths, and it's from the Hacker-Pschorr brewery out of Munich, who I think are owned by Paulaner, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so this is brewed in accordance with the Bavarian Purity Law of 1516. This is the 5.5% Kellerbier, so it's basically authentic lager, unfiltered. So yeah, it's basically an unfiltered lager. Kellerbier, Landbier, Zwickel, Zeugel. There's so many different offshoots and variations. And it is a style that I think does get rarely overlooked, even though Lost and Grounded pay homage to the style with the Keller pills, and you do get some unfiltered lagers in the sort of style of a German unfiltered lager outside of Germany. But yeah, I think it is a somewhat underrated style, and I also believe that the artwork is slightly different on our imported bottles than they are on the actual bottles you'd find in Germany. But yeah, very reliable brewery, fantastic beers, and yeah, again, I don't know if I actually had this when I was over there, but yeah, I'm glad to try this. I mean, I had the Helles beer, but I was like, no, I'll try something a little bit different. But yeah, so lovely artwork and lovely swing top bottle for all the home brewers out there. So without any further ado, let's get this beer opened and see what we get. Lovely amount of smoke there. And using my German Stein. Okay, and look at that. Absolutely wonderful. I don't think I've actually had, well, mind you, I was in Manchester recently and they had Augustina on tap at Unit 101. Gotta say, it wasn't the best pint of Augustina that I've had. It was still absolutely wonderful, and I was tempted to get a growler fill of it, but it would have worked out cheaper just getting 4 bottles of the beer. And like I said, my favourite beer of all time, but as satisfying as it wasn't blowing me away, so I think I sort of overhyped it for myself. But I ended up saving myself like, I think it was about £19 for a 2 litre growler fill, but which isn't too bad, all things considered. But yeah, beer in the glass, and yeah, that's definitely unfiltered. It's not really hazy or cloudy. I don't think you really would expect it to. It might get a little bit more turbid as we go down towards the bottom of the beer with all that yeast in there. But yeah, it's got this lovely sort of amberish colour to it. Nice and crisp, even though it's got that cloudy look. And the beer poured with about 1 finger's worth of a slightly off-white head. But yeah, it certainly looks like a wonderful traditional sort of German Kellerbier, which of course it is. Some of the bullshit I talk in these reviews is ridiculous. But yeah, it looks fantastic, so let's see what we get on the nose. And that to me is just like soda bread, like rye bread as well. It's so bready. It's like a freshly baked loaf. Lovely grassy herbal tones in there as well. Dipping your nose in for good luck. Lovely sort of like wet wheat as well. It's got that sort of like damp, almost mould sort of character. Do you know what I mean? Like in like an old abandoned building where you get that muskiness in the air. And it just smells like dirty and earthy, and it's really, really nice. Lovely, subtle earthy hop character as well. It smells fantastic, so let's give it a taste. Prost. It's literally liquid bread. It's got a little bit of spicy kick to it, not too much. There's this slight lemongrass character, not really citrusy, but got still like a lemongrass element. Really quite earthy, herbal, dirty tasting. It's got like a crispness to it, but it's got bulk as it goes down. And gets a little bit, not creamy, but a little bit heavier. And then there's this lovely residual drying earthy bitterness on the back end. But yeah, it's just like freshly baked bread with a little bit of a spicy kick to it. It's musky as hell as well. It's not one of those sort of refreshing sorts of beers. You know, if you wanted a refreshing beer like this, you would probably just go for you know, a Hellas lager, chilled down. I mean, chilled down, this is going to still be, you know, it's wet, it's going to be satisfying. This would be absolutely lovely at room temperature as well. This is slightly chilled, but not too much. And yeah, look at that now. How fantastic does that look? And people, even I'm glad to see there's this sort of like cultural shift to the appreciation of lagers and that sort of style. I mean, look at the guys from Cloudwater. They're producing some of the best Hellas beers. And like German, Czech style lagers outside of the Czech Republic and Germany. And you know, these are breweries who are known for like their murky, hazy double IPAs and really hop forward beers, but they really do respect tradition. And you know, you could just tell that they've drank so many sorts of beers like this. But just look at that, absolutely fantastic. A little bit smoother now. That carbonation's died down. It's got a bit of a bolder body. There's actually a more refined citrusy edge coming through, but it's still got that musky, wheaty earthiness to it. It's got these lovely savoury edges. And yeah, even though it's not the most refreshing of sorts of beers, you could definitely have an absolutely wonderful session on this sort of beer. And you wouldn't need to eat because you'd be filled up, because it is literally like freshly baked indulgent bread in a glass. And I love that subtle spiciness. It just gives it a little bit of personality. So yeah, it's an absolute wonderful example of the style. It's a style that I'm still starting to really warm to, but this is a fine example of it. And yeah, I would happily devour a full case of something like this. Chill it down for the summer months, have it at room temperature in the autumn/winter months. It's wholesome, it's filling, and it's just a damn good beer. So in terms of a rating, I'm going to give Hacker-Pschorr's Kellerbier a 8.5 out of 10. Lovely, lovely stuff. And Hacker-Pschorr just do an absolutely wonderful job. And yeah, they're owned by Paulaner, who also do wonderful beers themselves. So yeah, if you've tried this one, then let me know your thoughts, opinions. If you've tried anything from the brewery, recommendations, opinions down below. Check out my German beer playlist. Check out the brewery. If any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, their links will be included down below as well. And of course, thank you all for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer. I can't even talk. This is actually the first beer I've had in like about 4 days. So it's I've got a day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna have a few beers tonight because Clueless Drinker wants to get rid of this, so he's having a little bit of a lifestyle change, and I've been doing really well, not been snacking. When I'm in work, I'm a bastard for going to the vending machines, getting myself a bottle of like Diet Coke, and then like a packet of crisps and maybe a chocolate bar. I haven't done that. Been chomping on cranberries. I've been going to the toilet regularly as a result. I'm feeling a little bit better, and I thought I would have a little bit of a cheat day and have a couple of beers. And yeah, I won't need anything to eat after this one because it's very, very filling. Even though it's making me want to just get some cream cheese and some sliced rye bread and just go to town. That's the sort of stuff this would accompany perfectly. But yeah, anyway, waffled on. Thank you for watching. Vielen Dank. Bis später. Tschüss. My German has gone absolutely furchtbar.